my name is Nora Wasco, and for my presentation I chose case study number 1, asthma and allergies. Now, as a child, I didn't have any allergies. I would run and play for hours and there would be no symptoms. And living in Georgia, we have a high content of pollen during the spring. So to this surprise, when I got a little bit older, I started having symptoms. I would get the watery eyes, the sneezing, the runny nose. And so when this case study came up, I chose it so that I could research and find out more information about allergies. Now, if you look over here, you'll see flowers. Now I have a garden out front that has beautiful roses. Now the roses have pollen, and when the wind blows, the pollen goes into the air. Now as you can see here, pollen's in the air and the human intakes the pollen. And this affects all of your sinus cavities. Here's the pollen here. And our body, God has blessed us with a defense. This is our defender. Inside our bodies, they try to protect us from foreign invaders like pollen. Even though pollen is considered harmless to most, and to us it is harmless, but it does cause some problems sometimes for those who have allergies. Now, you can buy certain items to help you with these allergies. You can get nasal sprays, and that's what I choose to use. Or you can go to the doctor and get a shot. It's just your choice of what you want to use. It won't cure it, but it will help with the symptoms. Now, for the elderly, this can be a serious problem. As your body grows older, you tend to have some health difficulties. And allergies can increase this difficulty, especially if you have breathing problems. So it's very important for an elderly person during this time and season to wear a mask, and if at all possible, to stay indoors until the levels are lower. Now, did you know that not only does it affect the elderly and younger people, it also affects your pets. Now, your pet doesn't sit there and sneeze constantly, or you don't notice any type of coughing, but it does affect them in different ways. For your pets, when they go outside, the pollen collects to their hair, to their paws, and when they come inside, they'll start scratching and biting themselves. So it's very important when they're outside during this time and your animal does have allergies, make sure that when they come inside to take and rub them down with a towel to get the pollen off of them. If that doesn't help, there are medications that actually animals can take, usually Benadryl, but before you give your animal any type of medication, make sure you talk to the vet. Now, we went over allergy, and it did answer a lot of questions for me about what to use and what causes the different issues. And the body, I didn't even know that the body was secrete these chemicals, and that's what causes the whole reaction. Now let's go into asthma. Asthma is also a problem with the lungs. Now, it's more serious than allergies, because allergies, they're harmless, but asthma can be very harmful. I had a friend as a child, and she and I were running, and all of a sudden she stopped and started wheezing, and it scared me very badly. She reached in her pocket and she pulled out an inhaler, and she used the inhaler, and then within minutes she started breathing regular again. But that was frightful for me, and it's sad that such a young person has to go through something like that. It has to do with the lungs and how they take in the air, and they really don't know exactly. They used to think it was a gene pool, but they did a study over 20 years, and it increased so much, then they realized it can't be gene pool. One of the studies showed that it's possibly air, because the fact of all the pollution in our air, it's affecting us with the amount of cases of asthma. Now, asthma is also a problem again for the elderly. If they already have a problem breathing, then they get asthma, it could really cause a lot of problems. This man right here is my father. He has passed away, but as you can, I don't know if you can see or not, but he is on oxygen. Well, for most of his life, he smoked, which caused damage to his lungs. And sooner or later, it developed into asthma. And he would get bronchitis almost every single year. So it's very important. There's many different causes for a person to get this type of asthma. So it's important that we make sure that we try to keep our bodies healthy, because as you know, our bodies are God's temple, and we need to protect that because He protects us so well. Yep, asthma also affects our pets. This little guy right here is Chico, and Chico has asthma. One day, he was just a small little puppy, but as he got a little bit bigger, he started wheezing, and it kind of scared us. We weren't really sure, but when we contacted and got information on it, we found out he has asthma. His isn't real serious. He doesn't have to have medication for it. He just has these episodes every once in a while, especially when he gets overly excited. So little Chico, he's going to be fine. Just make sure that you watch your pets. There is medication also for that, but if you have any symptoms of that, make sure you call your vet and talk to your vet to get information on it to take care of your pet. Well, that is my presentation for asthma and allergies. I hope I answered some of your questions, and I hope you see that it affects so many different, our pets, our children, our elderly. So thank you so much, and let me show you my credits.